Hi, and welcome to another episode of Monday Motivation brought to you by Dominate Your Day. I started Monday Motivation as a space for many episodes to share inspiring ideas and thoughts for leaders in the workplace. As a former corporate leader, I know what it feels like to need a little boost of inspiration each week. In each episode, I will share a topic to motivate or empower you. Happy Monday. Many of us struggle to feel in control of our time, and we get caught up responding to other people's priorities and neglect our own goals. Our Monday Motivation productivity theme this week is elevating your personal brand through increased productivity. So that's a lot. That's a big mouth word, but let me just explain. You can elevate your personal brand when you have worked on your productivity because this is the secret. Your time is more valuable than money. You can't get your time back. You can get money back, but you can't get your time back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So I wanted to share with you today 10 tips to help you take back your time and focus on your brand. So the first thing you're going to ask yourself when you look at your calendar or you're looking at all the activities you have in the day is, does this action actually meet my goal? And I mean, be ruthless about cutting activities that don't align. Maybe you're going to go do something at work. Do you really need to go to that meeting, or somebody else can go to that meeting? Do you really need to go run that errand, or somebody else can run that errand? Do you really need to listen in on that phone call, or is that somebody else that can do it? Is it meet your goals? Number two, refine as you go instead of seeking perfection. Oh my gosh, I have the Clifton Strength of Maximizer. So, for those of you who don't know Clifton Strengths, it's a way that an assessment you can take that helps you identify your unique talents and use them every day. And that's what I like to use in my frameworks that I help people manage their productivity. And one of the frameworks is called the Strengths Journal. So, what I like to do is really think about when I'm working on a project and I'm trying to get it to perfection because my maximizer likes to take things from good to great. And I have to just turn that down and just tell myself, good enough, leave alone. Done is better than perfect. And I found myself just earlier today working on a project and I spent way too much time on it trying to make it perfect. And I had to just let it go. And so that's number two. Number three, tackle your hardest task first thing in the morning when your willpower is the strongest. So I don't know if you knew this, but we make new brain cells every day. So every night when we go to bed, we're making new brain cells. And we get up in the morning, they're fresh and they're new. This is the time to tackle all those hard things that you've just put off or you don't want to do. And I found when I gave myself extra time in the morning to read or to do some linear thinking or to work on finances or things I don't like doing, I would put it in the morning and it would get done. And I just had a clearer willpower and stronger willpower to learn through those early morning brain cells. So do that first. And then number four, when you've got several projects that you've got in a week, time block them. So say you've got a lot of writing to do, or you've got a lot of research to do. Don't do, 30 minutes of writing, 30 minutes of research, and then I'm going to go do that. Try to put them in time blocks because you'll find that you get so much more done in that time block and you're free after that. And there's this energy that comes from that. The other thing that helps you do is it helps you avoid context switching, which I was just talking about, like when you go from one activity to the next and you're multitasking. But if you give yourself, even put a timer on and say 50 minutes, I'm going to focus on this and just power through, you will get it accomplished. Number five of our tips of productivity is, and you all have heard this, limit social media feeds. These are endless time sinks. And this is something, I think I saw a stat that the amount of time we spend on just scrolling through social is equivalent to 28 days a year. That's a lot of time that you lose. So think about that every time you want to just go through the feed. What could you be doing instead of that? Because it's just taking away all your time. And number six is don't check your emails throughout the day. Instead, pick a time in the morning and a time in the afternoon to check them. That way, you're not just constantly reacting throughout the day and not getting other things done. People will find you if they need you. They can text you if there's something hot, but block yourself only twice a day to do emails. And then the other thing I love, which is number 7, is practice saying no more, even to good things. Focus on your priorities. So this is a hack that I got from Warren Buffett. He did some research and found that the most successful CEOs say no more than they say yes. They say no constantly. So how can you practice saying no? And no is not a dirty word. When you say no, that means you're saying yes to something that is part of a higher calling for you. And so think about that. What can you, when you look at your calendar, what can you say no to? Or when people are coming to you and asking you to do things, how can you give them a good no? That will help you focus on your priorities. And then number 8, this is one I'm really starting to practice this year, and it's automating and systemizing everything possible. So if you give the same talk, which I do quite a bit, why not make that a repeatable talk and create that as something you do all the time? People don't know that's your repeatable talk. You've got it though. Or say that you have a system for keeping track of all of your finances or keeping track of your client information. Make sure you figure out a way to automate as much as you can, because that is going to reduce decision fatigue. And then number 9 is take a break every 30 minutes. So when I was doing my time blocking this morning and trying to perfect something, I looked at the clock and I realized I had been sitting there for an hour and a half. And I was like, no wonder. Let me get up. I went outside, took a walk, came back, and I was able to recharge myself and look at what I was writing in a different way. And then number 10, design your day proactively. If you don't, somebody else will. So they're going to hijack your day if you let them. Whoever it is, I've done it my whole life. It wasn't until about 6 years ago I really started practicing using my strengths every day, and then practicing my nose, practicing my time blocks, and working towards really owning my day and designing my day so nobody else would design it. So if you take just 1 or 2 of these tips and put them into practice this week, you'll be amazed at how much more control you'll gain over your time and your brand. And if you need an extra productivity boost, you can always reach out to us at danawilliamsco.com, and we'd love to help you. Thank you for listening today. And if you like the podcast, please take a moment to follow, like, and share. If you're a difference maker who wants to maximize your potential, feel free to reach out to us at Dana@DanaWilliamsCo, and you can schedule a free discovery call. Together, we can help you live in your strengths, dominate your day, and transform your life.